Hi, I'm Fatinha Ramos, and I am an illustrator and a visual artist. I'm Portuguese, and I was at the moment based in Antwerp. Yeah, I describe myself as an artist because I've always had the need to create my personal work, and I am a storyteller, and I do think that artists have to have something to say. And so this is why, and as an illustrator, and I do probably consider illustration as a form of art too. So I think in general, I would consider myself a visual artist. I might work for the New York Times, for a newspaper, and then has to go very fast, obviously. And then I also work on children's books, which could take me about half a year or a year to work on about around 20 illustrations. But for one illustration, for one artwork, let's say around 3 to 4 days. But if it is a big canvas, it takes me months. I find it important to do to believe in the things I do, and if I can use my art in order to help institutions that I believe in, so I am always the one who chooses to work with, then to me it's very important, because art should be also seen as a way of making things more beautiful and inspiring people. So I've always created things, but by then I think it's the same story to a lot of artists. While my family really supported me very much, I told me to maybe to go in and study something that would give me a job. So it's the same thing. And I had the lucky, and working as an art director for 12 years, it gave me also a lot of background to be able to do the work I do right now. So I'm really thankful I did it, but I had to take the next level. So I never really quit it, because that was my biggest passion, is making art and visual, and trying to touch people with it. Yeah. It's very important for me because I am a woman artist, I am an immigrant, and I have a disability. So I am a part of a minority in the world. And I do think, and I do believe that for me as an artist, I need to tell stories that inspire people, and I need to communicate things that I believe in, that are important to me. And I think that in a way it can help the society to think about those issues. So I consider myself a little bit as an activist in a way. Not all of my work is about that, but I try to also go in that way. Yeah. These are actually the most fragile parts of our society. I'm a part of a European project to bring more diversity into children's books. People don't look too much to them because they are minorities, and to make something positive of it through art, so people can look at it and think about it unconsciously. I do have hope, and this is what I want to communicate with it too, to bring hope to this kind of issues. And I do believe that people, if we keep on doing that, it will change through generations. And so we have more equality for men and women, ages, whatever, culture. For instance, I have a course online of Domestica, which is a platform where you can learn everything. And then my course is about how to make illustration with a positive impact in society. And the issue I bring is about the microplastics. So a lot of people don't know about this, so I try to do it through my courses. I do a lot of speeches. I go for talks, so this is why I'm here right now. And so through my books, and I also give away some illustrations, for instance, about the global warming. People could download it for free and use it for whatever. So this is a way that I find that I can support causes that I believe in, and to give voice in a way to help to bring more out in our society. So this artwork, I did it 5 years ago, and it is about fear. I do believe that the fear comes from inside of us, and the only way to get over it is to look at it in front and to go inside of us. And the light represents hope, because it's always possible to do something about it. This illustration, it's also about a very heavy theme that I did for Scientific American, about suicide. It got some the World Illustrations Awards this year. This illustration was very important for me. It was a commission from Google about Carolina Beatriz de Ângelo. It was the first woman to vote in Portugal. This was in 1911. Not all the other women could vote. And the year after, Portugal changed the law, which only men could vote. This project is actually very interesting. It's more like an art project. This is the City Hall of Antwerp. It's a building of 450 years old, and it had to be renewed. And while doing the renovations, they asked me to make illustrations around it, around the ports. So as you can see, I did 28 illustrations telling a story. It's like a silent story. You could see it separately, but also as a whole story around the building. Another project I did, which was also very important for me, was for MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art in New York, about Sonia Delaunay. And she was, as me, as a woman, immigrant artist. By that time, women were not known, only their husbands. So her husband was known, a famous artist. And so this is how I inspired myself, actually. And I was so inspired by her. This was her paintings also. Very much inspiration in Asian culture without copying or just maintaining my own style, without any cultural appropriation or anything like that. But I find that you can see some inspiration. So my textures are handmade. I mix a lot of materials in order to make them. My inspiration is everything. It could be from art, any form of art, mainly photography, because my grandfather used to be a photographer. And we do have that in our family, but photography, architecture, any form of art. But also it could be when I'm walking on the street and I see a shadow on the ground and I see something, or somebody says something, or I see a person. So everything can really influence the things I do, besides art, besides music or sculpture. But in fact, my inspiration, it's only 20%. It's like 80% is transpiration. It's like through working, actually, that I get to the next idea, that next to the next idea. And that's actually the best way to get it, for me, is the inspiration. I like to touch the emotional chord in people. I want people to look at my work and they see themselves in a way. They recognize something in themselves. And it doesn't need to be beautiful. I don't believe art needs to be beautiful, but it touches something in the people, and they don't forget about it.